Welcome to the simulator candidate briefing of the 2013 Fire Captain Promotional Exam. The simulator will test the candidate's knowledge, skills, and abilities in responding to and leading others through emergency situations. The candidate's responses will be scored by a panel of raters from the Vancouver Fire Department who has experience in these types of situations. The simulator score will be worth a total of 400 points, scored from the management of the simulation and of the tactical decision-making of the candidate. Each candidate will be allowed 45 minutes for the simulation portion of the exam. A candidate briefing handout has been provided to you about the simulator portion. Before you begin, you will be given a briefing on candidate instructions. No personal items or electronic devices are allowed. The simulation has a minimum pass-fail score with critical failures. You will be evaluated on your overall knowledge of incident management, fireground decision-making, and tactics. The top 14 candidates and any associated ties will advance to the interview portion of the exam. A digital video simulation of a fire incident will be presented. This may include live and recorded audio of dispatchers, other responding units, and other effects. Other digital pictures and video may be displayed to show overhead satellite views and/or other information needed. The digital simulations may be presented on overhead screens or monitors in and around the room. The candidate will be provided with props that represent items normally found in the response apparatus that will aid you in managing the incident. This may include simulated MDC screen, status boards, map and RG books, radios, etc. You may not bring any outside items to use as incident management aids. Before the simulation begins, you will receive a candidate briefing that may include any detailed instructions regarding the use of the props. You will be given time to familiarize yourself with any props before the simulation begins. Do not adjust controls on the radios. They are preset and labeled. If you need assistance with a radio, ask the proctor or controller. You will be advised when the simulation is ended. Do not clean up or erase anything. Leave everything in place when the proctor announces the end of the simulation. If you want to do something, say it out loud or ask a question. The simulator controller or proctor will give you an answer or direction. Here's an example. In the illustration of the church fire, the candidate says, "Can I see the Bravo side of the structure?" The controller would respond by saying, "You begin your walk to the Bravo side and see this," and then you'd see the change in the screen. Your actions may result in a change in the simulated conditions. Always watch and listen for changes in the simulation. During the simulation, all of your incident communication must be done on the radio. There is no face-to-face communication during the simulation. Efforts have been made to replicate radio transmissions that reflect the basic information needed, but do not expect other responding officers to give you direction. Here's an example. Truck 1 command, complete a 360 and give me a ventilation plan. In this example, the evaluators need to hear your ventilation plan to assess your knowledge, skills, and abilities of commanding this fireground procedure. A better example would be, Truck 1 command, report the roof construction conditions, prepare for vertical ventilation, report when ready, do not start ventilation until directed. Command Truck 1, copy, report roof constructions and conditions, prepare for vertical ventilation, and report when ready. Do not vent until directed. The proctor or controller will advise you when the simulation is ended. You will then be asked to brief the arriving BC, who will assume IC. This will be represented by the 3 raters. Don't talk to the evaluators prior to being instructed to do so. They will not respond to you. After your transfer of information and command to the BC, you will be asked a series of questions related to your decision-making during the simulation. Scoring will be completed using similar forms described in your candidate briefing handout. Submit any questions about your assignments or instructions by November 27, 2013. You may be reminded of these instructions, but the examiner or proctor will not answer any additional questions about this process on test day. Good luck in the promotional process.